Today we're telling the story of a guy who traveled through time. Sounds a bit crazy, right? Benjamin realizes at this moment that fate can sometimes be like a heartless salesman. Before long, Queenie's baby arrived, and the whole house was buzzing with life, like a party on steroids. But Benjamin felt like a forgotten background character in the corner, just as his buddy John came to say goodbye. John was gearing up for a new adventure. As a professional traveler, he can't linger in one place too long. Benjamin knew it meant goodbye forever, feeling separations cold like a winter breeze. In the nursing home, when someone leaves, there's always someone new bouncing in like a game of ping pong. Today, an old lady with a big toque shut up, looking cool. She wore a shiny ring every day, dressed like royalty, sitting in the yard as if she were a queen, yet never went out, and no one bothered her. With Granny's help, Benjamin learned to play the piano, but despite spending so much time together, he still didn't know her name, like a never-ending movie. Some people just drift in and out of our lives, yet leave a lasting impression like stars twinkling in the night sky. Soon, Benjamin got stronger. His hair grew like a wild lawn, and Queenie finally stopped holding him back from going. Yet here he ran into the old man again, and just as the old man finished speaking, it felt like the opening scene of a movie. Then the captain strolled over like a flyer distributor, starting to recruit sailors. Everyone said the captain wouldn't pay, but Benjamin eagerly raised his hand. What a trooper. For him, this wasn't just a job, it was a door to the outside world. He worked hard like a sales rep, never shying away from the dirtiest tasks. Surprisingly, Captain Mike wasn't as stingy with pay as people said. He even promoted Benjamin to a first-mate role. It was like living in a movie. Was that the old captain? Nope, that's the senior captain. I bet that was your last chance to meet a woman. No way, my dad knows. Benjamin's reply left Mike speechless. This was undoubtedly the most tragic life story he had ever heard, so that night Mike took Benjamin to a bar for drinks. Mike grew up working the fishing business with his dad, but deep down he dreamed of being an artist. As he spoke, he unveiled his body full of tattoos. Reality hadn't snuffed out his artistic spirit. That night, Benjamin truly understood the value of making money and had an unforgettable experience. On the way back, he ran into the stranger he had met on Thanksgiving. What a small world. Mr. Button, a button salesman, took Benjamin to a lively bar. What a scene. The two raised their glasses under the dim lights, but Benjamin choked on his first sip of alcohol like it was. That night was significant. He saw many new things outside the nursing home. When they parted, Mr. Button couldn't stop talking. Time flew swiftly, and the years passed swiftly too, as if his words were truly endless. Growing up happened quietly, and unnoticed. Daisy was turning into a captivating young woman. Early that morning, Benjamin and Daisy went to Mike's fishing boat and woke up the sleeping Mike. What a surprise guest. Even though Mike was still half asleep, he decided to set sail upon seeing their eager faces. What courage. Just then, a massive ship sailed by them, headed for a destination Daisy dreamed of. What a coincidence. That day, the piano lady noticed Benjamin's hair was getting thicker, and he confided his secret of youth to her. Life is quite the mystery box. This is a great responsibility. Who knew life and death were so closely intertwined? Benjamin, we must lose those we love to truly understand how important they are to us. Death always arrives quietly. This parting made Benjamin truly feel the essence of loss, like losing his favorite toy. By now, he was almost 18 and resolved to chase that twinkling beacon of life, like a kid trying to catch stars. Little did they know, this promise would become the warmest comfort in their lives, like sunshine on a winter. Benjamin followed Captain Mike north along the coast, leaving behind the life-giving New Orleans. Ahead of him lay a broader world, like a grand new adventure. Daisy, on the other hand, headed to New York alone to embrace her shining destiny, but the competition in the dance troupe was fierce. She became a dream chaser. Through biting winds and swelling snow, Benjamin transformed from frail to stalwart, a warrior of the cold. This winter, they stayed at a hotel called Eastern Palace, and the captain loved bragging about his tattoos. His favorite design was the hummingbird on his chest, so fast, much like his passion for life. Days in the north were long, but the arrival of night brought an overwhelming sense of solitude. making everything feel so tough to bear. One sleepless night, Benjamin stepped outside, only to bump into a strange lady in the hall. What a funny coincidence. He wanted to brew tea, politely asking if she wanted some. At first, she seemed cautious. Who could resist good tea? Eventually, she followed Benjamin to the kitchen, revealing that her name was Issa, such an interesting name. Her husband was a busy British trade minister, probably so caught up with work that he left her at the hotel. Time flies. Perhaps the moonlight's beauty, a weariness of lonely hearts, made them finally drop their guards. In the serene night, they talked for ages, and only returned to their rooms at dawn, but come night they'd meet again in the hall, like spirits of the night. Benjamin especially loved the midnight hours in this hotel. Mice scampered nearby, and the creaking heater added to his feeling of comfort.